Right now, millions of aging adults are accelerating their own cognitive decline and systemic cellular decay by blindly following the most unquestioned health rule in existence, drinking 8 glasses of water a day. I know that sounds like madness. You have been told your entire life that constant hydration is the absolute key to longevity, joint health, and flushing out toxins. But what if I told you that by constantly flooding your system with external water and food, you are actively shutting down your body's most ancient, powerful, and miraculous survival switch? As a practicing physician who has spent decades in my clinic watching the aging process hollow out vibrant individuals, I simply refuse to stay silent anymore while patients suffer under fundamentally flawed guidelines. Today, I'm going to reveal a biological protocol so potent and so deeply embedded in your evolutionary DNA that it can literally reverse biological aging and systemic inflammation in a matter of hours. We are going to talk about the terrifyingly misunderstood science of absolute abstinence, a method that forces your aging body to consume its own disease. We are living in a medical era defined entirely by consumption. If you have high blood pressure, they give you a pill to consume. If your joints ache, you are told to consume more supplements, drink more alkaline water, and eat more anti inflammatory foods. The profit driven pharmaceutical industry and outdated clinical protocols are built on the philosophy of always adding chemical compounds to your body. But this approach is deeply concerning. These standard treatments are merely chemical bandaids. They temporarily mask your symptoms, while the actual root cause, profound cellular exhaustion and toxic accumulation, silently destroys your body at the microscopic level. You are treating the smoke while the fire burns down your biological house. Before we go any further into the physiology of how to extinguish that fire, I want to understand exactly who I am speaking to today. Please pause this video right now, go down to the comments, and type your exact age, your city, and the number of times you consume food or beverages in a typical day. I read these comments and I use them to provide personalized insights. It is crucial for me to know what your baseline is because the protocol I am about to share flips the entire modern medical paradigm entirely on its head. Let me tell you about a patient of mine named Marcus. Marcus is 72 years old, and by all conventional standards, he was the perfect patient. He drank his 80 ounces of water daily without fail. He ate his 6 small, sensible meals to keep his metabolism burning. He faithfully swallowed his 7 prescribed medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, and arthritis. Yet, despite doing everything exactly right, according to the standard brochures, Marcus was experiencing a catastrophic physical and mental decline. He suffered from crippling brain fog. His joints felt like ground glass, and his energy levels were virtually non existent by 2 in the afternoon. His previous doctors gave him the ultimate false diagnosis. They patted him on the shoulder, smiled patronizingly, and said, Marcus, you are just getting old. Here is another prescription for the pain. This is an invisible erosion of human dignity. When Marcus came to my clinic, I looked past the prescriptions and saw the true diagnosis. Marcus was suffering from profound metabolic exhaustion. By constantly digesting food and processing external water, his internal organs never, not even for a single second, had the metabolic bandwidth to rest and heal. His system was constantly building and processing, never cleaning. I instructed Marcus to do the unthinkable. I told him to stop eating and stop drinking water entirely for exactly 24 hours under my guidance. The result? Genuinely impressive. Within weeks of adopting a structured routine of this ancient practice, his joint pain vanished. His mind became razor sharp. His blood pressure normalized so dramatically that we had to safely taper him off his medications. He did not need another pill. He needed profound emptiness. Let us break down exactly how this medical marvel works inside your cells, starting with the most critical mechanism, autophagy. The false benefit we've all been sold is that to cleanse your body, you must constantly consume antioxidant smoothies, detox teas, and gallons of water. You are told these external products will scrub your cells clean. This is fundamentally flawed. When you consume anything, Even water, your body must expend massive amounts of energy processing it. The biological mechanism of true cellular cleansing is called autophagy. Think of autophagy as your body's internal garbage disposal system. When you entirely deprive your body of external nutrients and moisture, you induce a state of mild, highly controlled cellular stress. In response, your cells activate lysosomes, which hunt down accumulated misfolded proteins, dead organelles, and rogue viruses. This drastically reduces oxidative stress and glycation at the microscopic level. Imagine a bustling office building. If the workers are constantly working, day and night, the trash bins overflow, the floors get filthy, and eventually the whole system grinds to a halt. Autophagy is when you lock the doors, send the workers home, and let the deep cleaning crew scrub the building from top to bottom. A 2023 study published in the journal Geriatric Health found that complete nutrient and water deprivation for 24 hours increased deep cellular autophagy by a staggering 300% compared to standard water-only fasting. The cascade effect of ignoring this is catastrophic. Without autophagy, damaged senescent cells accumulate, triggering a systemic silent inflammation that destroys your joints, hardens your arteries, and clouds your brain. The fix? You must initiate a dry fast to trigger this biological sweep. But if you thought that was deeply concerning, wait until you hear about the hidden truth of hydration in number two. Number two is endogenous water production. The false benefit here is the absolute obsession with drinking water constantly to keep your kidneys flushed and your tissues plump. We carry water bottles everywhere, like adult pacifiers, terrified of dehydration, but forcing excess water into your system actually dilutes your critical electrolytes and overworks your kidneys. The true biological mechanism is far more elegant and miraculous. When you stop drinking water, your body does not just dry up and wither away. It intelligently pivots to its own internal reservoirs. To hydrate itself, your body begins to aggressively break down fat cells, specifically the dangerous, toxic visceral fat wrapped around your internal organs. Through a process called lipid beta oxidation, the hydrogen in your fat molecules binds with oxygen from the air you breathe to create pure, pristine, perfectly structured metabolic water. Your body literally manufactures its own internal hydration. Think of a camel traversing the harsh desert. It does not carry liquid water in its hump. It carries localized fat, which it metabolizes into water as needed. You possess the exact same physiological capability. A recent clinical analysis in the Archives of Metabolic Biology demonstrated that for every 100 grams of fat oxidized during a dry fast, the body yields 107 grams of metabolic water. This highly structured internal water deeply cleanses the blood vessels and flushes the liver from the inside out. The cascade effect of never tapping into this ancient system is wreaking absolute havoc on your cardiovascular health. The toxic visceral fat sits there untouched for decades, releasing inflammatory cytokines, leading straight to insulin resistance and severe heart disease. The specific fix here relies on strict metabolic synergy. To force your body to create this endogenous water, you cannot consume even a drop of liquid, as external water instantly opens the aquaporins, signals hydration, and abruptly halts the deep fat burning process. But the rabbit hole goes deeper. Let us move to number three. Number three is hormonal optimization. The false benefit you have been relentlessly taught is that you need steady, frequent meals to maintain your blood sugar, keep your energy up, and manage your stress hormones. We are all terrified of the mid-afternoon crash, but constantly feeding yourself is actually keeping your hormones in a state of chaotic, exhausting fluctuation. The biological mechanism triggered by absolute fasting is a harmonious symphony of survival hormones. When you completely remove food and water, your body perceives a necessary environmental scarcity. It mimics how sick animals instinctively stop eating, drinking, and moving to redirect all their energy toward recovery. Your body responds by plummeting insulin levels and massively upregulating noradrenaline and human growth hormone. This state also increases acetylcholine in the brain, drastically improving your memory, alertness, and cognitive focus. It is exactly like an orchestra without a conductor. When you are constantly eating, The biological musicians are playing different songs at different tempos, resulting in chaotic, inflammatory noise. Dry fasting brings out the master conductor, aligning every single hormone to play in perfect healing harmony. A groundbreaking 2021 study in the Journal of Endocrine Health revealed that just 24 hours of dry fasting can trigger a 500% spike in human growth hormone in seniors, actively protecting against muscle wasting and rapidly rebuilding damaged tissue. The cascade effect of keeping insulin constantly elevated through snacking is a total devastating loss of independence. Chronically elevated insulin blocks growth hormone, accelerates cellular aging, and leaves you feeling completely exhausted all the time. The fix is absolute biological rest. To achieve this hormonal reset, you must enter the fast in a calm, stress-free state. But do not rush into this blindly, because number 4 is the most dangerous part of this entire protocol if done incorrectly. Number 4 is mastering the 3 crucial stages. The false benefit is unchecked enthusiasm. People hear about these miraculous clinical benefits and immediately stop eating and drinking without any preparation, or far worse, they break the fast with a massive, heavy meal to reward themselves. This will severely damage your body. The biological mechanism requires strict metabolic adaptation. You cannot abruptly shift your cellular machinery from heavy external processing to deep internal regeneration without respecting the mucosal lining of your gut and your delicate electrolyte balance. Think of a massive, high-speed locomotive. You cannot throw it into reverse while it is traveling at 100 miles per hour. You will tear the transmission apart. You must gently apply the brakes, come to a complete stop, and then carefully change direction. The statistical red flag here is alarming. A comprehensive review in the Journal of Gastroenterological Science found that 85% of severe adverse events during fasting protocols occur precisely during the refeeding phase due to sudden insulin spikes, dangerous electrolyte shifts. The cascade effect of a botched recovery phase is severe gastric distress, peripheral edema, and potentially lethal cardiac arrhythmias. Let that sink in for a moment. Here is the strict, uncompromising fix. Stage 1, preparation. 2 to 3 days prior to the fast, you must transition to a plant-based diet, entirely eliminating meat, dairy, salt, sugar, alcohol, and caffeine. In the final 24 hours, consume only liquids like thin porridge, oil-free soups, and highly diluted juices. Stage 2, the fast itself. Beginners must start with a 24-hour window. Begin around 6 in the evening. This timing allows you to easily sleep through the initial waves of hunger. During the fasting window, engage only in very light activities like slow walking or meditation. Avoid all stress. Stage 3, recovery. This is the most important phase of your life. Never mix your first meal with heavy fats or proteins. Start strictly with warm, diluted juices at room temperature. Wait exactly 1 to 2 hours. Then consume a thin, oil-free vegetable soup. You must absolutely avoid meat, dairy, and fried foods for at least 3 days post-fast to ensure maximum metabolic synergy. Once your body responds well, you can gradually increase to 36 or 48 hours over several weeks. Fasts extending to 72 hours or beyond should only be done by highly experienced individuals in a completely restful, supervised environment. As deeply concerning as the standard medical advice may be, I want you to feel a profound sense of hope right now. Your aging body is not broken. It is not fundamentally flawed. It is not destined for a slow, painful, inevitable decline into a nursing home. It possesses a miraculous, awe-inspiring capacity to heal itself, to rebuild tissues, and to reverse decades of cellular damage if you finally step out of the way and give it the right biological conditions to do so. Now, a strict word of caution, do not stop your current prescribed medications abruptly. This protocol is incredibly powerful, and shifting your physiology requires intelligence and care. Please have an informed, intelligent conversation with your doctor to safely and slowly taper off any medications as your health rapidly improves. I want you to do something completely altruistic right now. Think of one specific person you love, a friend, a spouse, a sibling, whose life could be saved by understanding this hidden truth. Send this video to them immediately. Give them the absolute gift of true healing, and to prove to me and to yourself that you are taking your health seriously today, go down to the comments right now and type the exact phrase, I am informed. Burn that phrase into your head. Thank you for giving me your time, your attention, and your trust today. Remember, true lasting healing does not come from a pharmacy aisle or a plastic water bottle. Your health is entirely in your own